Captain Lisa Morgan stood at the observation deck of the space station Terra Nova, watching the sleek alien vessel approach through the viewport. The ship moved with a grace that seemed to defy physics, its silver hull catching starlight like liquid mercury. After 3 months of careful negotiations through long-range communications, the Zephyrians had finally agreed to send an ambassador for the first face-to-face meeting between their species and humanity. The docking procedure took place in complete silence. No words were exchanged between the control towers, yet somehow the alien ship aligned perfectly with the station's docking port. Lisa felt her heart racing as she made her way to the reception bay with her team of diplomats and scientists. The airlock hissed open, and Lisa held her breath. The first thing she noticed was the scent, something like jasmine mixed with ozone that seemed to make the air itself feel lighter. Then she saw her. The Zephyrian ambassador stepped through the threshold with movements that seemed to flow like water. She was tall, perhaps 6.5 feet, with skin that held a subtle luminescence shifting between pale silver and soft gold depending on how the light struck her. Her hair cascaded down her shoulders in waves that seemed to move on their own, darker than space itself but shot through with threads of starlight. But it was her eyes that truly captivated Lisa. They were large and expressive, colored like deep amethyst with flecks of silver that seemed to swirl and dance. When those eyes met hers, Lisa felt something electric pass between them. "I am Zara of the House of Winds," the alien woman spoke, her voice carrying a musical quality that made even simple words sound like poetry. "I come in peace to represent my people in these negotiations." Lisa stepped forward, forcing herself to maintain professional composure despite the strange flutter in her chest. "Welcome aboard Terra Nova, Ambassador Zara. I am Captain Lisa Morgan. We are honored by your presence." Zara's lips curved into what might have been a smile, though it held secrets Lisa could not yet understand. "The honor is mine, Captain Morgan. Your species has proven most intriguing to us." Over the following days, the formal negotiations progressed smoothly. The Zephyrians sought trading agreements and cultural exchanges, while humanity offered technology and resources. But Lisa found herself increasingly drawn to private conversations with Zara during breaks in the proceedings. The ambassador possessed an intelligence that seemed to dance just beyond Lisa's understanding. She would make observations about human nature that were both startling in their accuracy and unsettling in their implications. Yet there was also something playful about her, a hint of mischief that would sparkle in those remarkable eyes. "Your people fascinate me," Zara said one evening, as they stood alone in the station's botanical garden. The artificial stars above cast gentle light on the growing plants below. "You burn so brightly like small suns. So much passion, so much life packed into such brief existences." Lisa turned to study the alien woman's profile. "How long do your people live?" "Time moves differently for us. What you call centuries pass like seasons." Zara's gaze met Lisa's, "But I have never encountered a species that made me wish time could slow." There was something in the way she spoke those words that made Lisa's pulse quicken. "What do you mean?" Instead of answering directly, Zara moved closer. "May I touch you, Captain Morgan?" The question was asked with such formal politeness, yet it carried undertones that made Lisa's skin tingle. Yes." Zara reached out with one slender hand, her fingers barely brushing against Lisa's cheek. Where they touched, Lisa felt warmth spread through her entire body, followed by a strange sense of connection, as if she could suddenly perceive the world through different eyes. "Remarkable," Zara whispered. "Your thoughts burn like fire, yet they are so beautifully chaotic. How do you function with such intensity of feeling?" Lisa found she could barely form words. "How are you doing this?" "My people are empathic. We feel what others feel, see what others see if we choose to make the connection." Zara's hand remained against Lisa's cheek. "But with your species, the sensation is unlike anything I have experienced. So vivid, so alive." The touch lasted only moments before Zara stepped back, but Lisa felt its absence like a physical loss. She struggled to regain her composure as the ambassador watched her with those knowing eyes. "I should return to my quarters," Zara said finally. "Tomorrow we discuss the final terms of the agreement." But as she turned to leave, she paused and looked back over her shoulder. "You were dreaming of me, were you not, Captain Morgan?" Lisa felt heat rise in her cheeks. She had been dreaming of the beautiful alien woman, vivid dreams filled with starlight and impossible sensations. How could you possibly know that? Zara's smile was enigmatic. Dreams have their own energy, their own light. Yours shine very brightly indeed. That night, Lisa lay awake staring at the ceiling of her quarters, her mind racing. The negotiations were nearly complete, which meant Zara would soon return to her people. The thought filled Lisa with a hollow ache she didn't fully understand. The next morning brought unexpected news. During the night, long-range sensors had detected a fleet of unknown vessels approaching the system. The ships bore the markings of the hegemony, an aggressive alien empire known for conquering and enslaving other species. They are coming for me, Zara explained calmly when the senior staff gathered for an emergency meeting. My people's abilities are valuable to those who would use them for darker purposes. The hegemony has been hunting us for generations. Admiral Kate Foster, the station commander, leaned forward. How long do we have? Perhaps 6 of your hours before they arrive in weapon range. We need to evacuate you immediately, Lisa said. Your ship cannot outrun their fleet, Zara finished, and they will simply follow me, bringing destruction to anyone who has aided me. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Lisa felt something cold settle in her stomach. There has to be another way. Zara's amethyst eyes found hers across the table. There is, but it would require great trust between our peoples. Admiral Foster raised an eyebrow. What kind of trust? My ship contains technology that could enhance your defensive capabilities dramatically, but it requires a psychic link between one of my people and one of yours to function. The connection would be intimate. Lisa understood immediately. You're talking about a permanent bond. Not permanent, but lasting. The joined minds would share thoughts, feelings, experiences. It is not something my people undertake lightly. The room buzzed with conversation as the implications were debated. Lisa found herself studying Zara's face, looking for some sign of what the alien woman was thinking. Finally, Admiral Foster called for quiet. Ambassador, would you be willing to form this bond? I would, Zara replied without hesitation. But the choice of partner must be carefully considered. The human mind that joins with mine must be strong, adaptable, and... Her eyes met Lisa's again. Compatible. Lisa felt her heart hammering against her ribs. She knew what Zara was suggesting, and the implications terrified and thrilled her in equal measure. I'll do it, she heard herself saying before she could stop the words. Admiral Foster looked surprised. Captain Morgan, this is not a decision to make lightly. With respect, Admiral, we don't have time for lengthy deliberation. Lisa turned to face Zara. If this is what it takes to protect both our peoples, I'm willing. Zara's expression showed something that might have been relief mixed with concern. The process is irreversible once begun, Captain Morgan. Are you certain? Lisa nodded, though her mouth felt dry. What do we need to do? The next few hours passed in a blur of preparation. Zara's ship was brought into the station's main docking bay and connected to Terra Nova's power grid. The alien technology that would boost their defensive systems was unlike anything the human engineers had ever seen. Crystalline structures that pulsed with inner light and seemed to respond to thought as much as physical commands. The bonding must take place at the heart of the system, Zara explained as she led Lisa through her ship's corridors. The interior was beautiful in an alien way, all flowing curves and surfaces that seemed to shift color as they passed. They reached a circular chamber dominated by a pillar of crystal that rose from floor to ceiling. The pillar pulsed with soft light that matched the rhythm of a heartbeat. This is the ship's neural core, Zara said. When we join, your consciousness will merge with mine, and together we will guide the defensive systems. Lisa approached the crystal pillar, feeling its warmth radiate outward. Will it hurt? No. Zara moved to stand beside her. But you will experience things no human has ever experienced. You will see through my eyes, feel through my senses, know thoughts that are not your own. And you'll experience the same from me. Yes. Zara's voice was soft. I confess the prospect both excites and concerns me. Human emotions are so intense compared to what my people typically feel. Lisa turned to look at the beautiful alien woman standing beside her. Are you afraid? Terrified, Zara admitted with a small smile, but also eager to know you as completely as it is possible to know another being. They reached out simultaneously, their hands meeting on the crystal surface. The moment their skin made contact with both each other and the neural core, The world exploded into light and sensation. Lisa felt herself expanding,